Hey guys, today is going to be a first in a series of a few videos that I am going to be calling Going Healthy-ish. Today's episode in this series is going to be focusing on switching to aluminum-free deodorants, which a lot of people refer to as natural deodorant because these deodorants are made with ingredients that are supposed to be healthier for you and non-toxic. This video is just going to go over reasons why you may or may not want to make the switch over to an aluminum-free or a more natural deodorant. I'm also going to go through tips and tricks on making that transition, and I'm going to discuss the ones that I've tried, the ones that worked, the ones that didn't work, the ones that I really recommend, because I did try a decent amount. I think I tried around 8 of them. So I will tell you which ones worked for me, which ones didn't work for me. I have discussed this in videos past that this video was coming up, and I do want to do a shout out to all of my coworkers and my friends for taking a whiff of the pits and letting me know how these deodorants were working, because I had a pretty good idea, but sometimes you just want a second opinion. So it was a lot of hey Jesse or Alicia, can you smell this? It was super awesome. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the video, so if this is a topic that interests you, just keep watching. All right, so the first thing we're going to discuss is why you might be considering making the switch to aluminum-free deodorants. And I know if you're like me and you're on social media a lot, you have probably seen a lot of those kind of teaser stories where they discuss that aluminum, which is the active ingredient in most in-store deodorants that you can buy at Walmart and such, like Secret, Mitchum, Dove. A lot of these little teaser videos state that aluminum can cause cancer, particularly breast cancer, Alzheimer's disease, so on and so forth, and it keeps your body from naturally releasing toxins, which is what sweating from your armpits is supposedly doing. I did do some research on the topic of aluminum increasing your risk for cancer and Alzheimer's and such, and a lot of the studies that contributed to those thoughts have either been disproven or need more research. Technically, it isn't a scientific fact and it hasn't been proved that it can cause these things, but at the same time, for years and years and years, the tobacco companies said that cigarettes did not lead to lung cancer, and there needed to be more research on whether or not it did. And lo and behold, eventually, once we did get these studies done, it did cause lung cancer. Another really good example would be sugar. There's quite a few studies that indicate if you eat a lot of sugar, which a majority of Americans do, including myself, that too much sugar in the body is actually toxic, and it leads to an increased risk of diabetes, high blood pressure, excessive weight gain. And these sugar companies are saying that this is not scientifically proved and that we need more research. So while we do need more research on the topic of the chemicals that we put on our body, including aluminum, as to the long-term effects, there currently isn't any 100% proven data saying that it does lead to these things. Other things that are in a lot of in-store deodorants include parabens, propylene glycol, and triclosan. Parabens are preservatives that are used in deodorants that are supposed to kind of mimic estrogen, which can disrupt hormonal balances, especially in teenagers going through puberty, pregnant women, menopausal women, and there is some studies that again only suggest that these parabens, when built up in the body over years of use, can increase the chance of cancer. Propylene glycol is a chemical additive in many store deodorants that can cause skin irritation in people with sensitive skin, and in excess can cause damage to a lot of vital organs, including your liver, heart, and central nervous system in general. But this is also an ingredient that can be found in many natural deodorants, so that is something you need to look out for as well. And last but not least, we have triclosans. Triclosan is actually a pesticide, and in deodorant it acts as an antibacterial agent and a preservative. It's also a potential carcinogen. So these are all things that are not only in our deodorants, but also in a lot of the body care that we use every day, myself included. Once I did my research, even though there was no 100% scientific proof that these things do cause cancers, that these things do cause Alzheimer's, it made me want to make the switch. And the reason for that is so many things have changed over the last several decades. We've introduced so many chemicals into our products that were never in there before, including, you know, plastics, body care, food. And in the last several decades, we have seen such an increase in Alzheimer's, breast cancer, skin cancer, prostate cancer, pretty much every kind of cancer. I mean, at some point you have to sit and ask yourself, what the hell are we doing that is so different from the people before us that is causing such an increase in these issues? I don't know if it is this insane increase in chemicals all around us that we put on our body, on our skin, which is the largest organ that we have. I mean, it absorbs pretty much everything we put on it. When you think about it, quite a few medications can be given transdermally through a patch, such as nicotine patches, birth control patches, weight loss patches. Your skin absorbs what you put on it. All of these things that we really don't know much about and that we really haven't studied much, we are putting into our body and it is being absorbed. I don't know, but this could be a potential factor in why we're seeing such an increase in these diseases. So in my trek to go more natural with my deodorant, I picked up a bunch of natural deodorants to try for you guys. And I also did a little bit of research on how to make it a little bit less stinky, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of the people that I talked to, a lot of the websites that I read indicated that there might be a transition period where your body is getting rid of all those built up toxins that you've just been holding on to from years of wearing deodorants that contain aluminum, and that this period might be a little bit stinky. I also came across several websites that recommended doing a pit detox, and that involves a little thing called bentonite clay, apple cider vinegar, and water. I will put a picture somewhere on the screen of my beautiful armpit with this lovely clay mixture on it, just so you can kind of get an idea on what it looks like. It is a little bit messy and it is a little bit of a hassle, but I really found a difference once I did this detox, because when I first tried to switch to natural deodorants, it did not go well. It did not go well, my friends. I was so stinky. It was so bad. So I was reading ways to help with this transition and I came across the clay. I tried it and lo and behold, I did not stink as bad afterwards. Now, I still got a little bit fresh when I was in the hot sun for several hours or working for 12 hours, but it wasn't nearly as bad as before I did the detox. For my detox mixture, I took a tablespoon of the bentonite clay, a tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar, and a teaspoon of water, and just mixed it up and slapped it on there, left it on for 15 minutes, and I really saw a difference. I wouldn't mention this if I didn't see a difference, and I really did. So if you decide to make this switch, or you have made this switch and you're having issues, try doing the detox. You can buy this bentonite clay, which I actually did a whole face mask review video on, which I'll link down below. You can buy this on Amazon, Amazon Prime, health food stores, you know, like GNC, places like that. For this big thing, it was like $10 on Amazon. You can buy it for $5 on vitaminshop.com, and you get a lot. This is going to last you a long time. This apple cider vinegar I got on Amazon. I believe I paid around $6, but you can also buy this at Publix for around the same price. Make sure you get the organic, raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, because that is what is best for skincare. You can also use this for hair care, getting like buildup off. You can use this as a facial toner. There's a lot of good benefits to apple cider vinegar, so it's good to have this around anyway. And I really found that that helped my transition process. I have now been off of these store-bought deodorants for 3 months, and I used to have to wear the Secret Clinical Strength because naturally, I guess I eat a lot of toxins because I like a lot of fast food, and I just get it out there. I purchased several deodorants to try out for you so I could recommend which ones actually worked for me. I even had my friend and coworker Jessie try out some of them to hear her opinions on them. I am going to go ahead and I am going to discuss all the ones that I've tried and let you know if I liked them, if I didn't, and then at the end of the video I will tell you which ones were my favorite, which ones worked, and which ones I actually recommend. The first one that I actually tried was this Lavender Natural, Nourishing, No Aluminum, No Parabens Stick Deodorant. You can buy these at Sephora. It smells amazing. It is a nice and easy way to transition because it is in a stick form like traditional store-bought deodorants, and it has a very pleasant scent like a lot of store-bought deodorants. It is a little bit expensive. This small little stick of deodorant was $14. It really won't last you very long, but it does say that there is no petrochemicals, phthalates, propylene glycol, mineral oils, silicone, dyes, sulfates, or parabens, which is really excellent. As for how it works, I had to reapply this sucker every 2 hours. I would put this on, and even when I was at work and having an easy night, I would go up to my friend Whitney after about 4 or 5 hours and be like, I think I'm stinky. She took a good whiff and she's like, ooh, you are stinky. So unless you are willing to constantly reapply, I don't really recommend the La Vanilla deodorants. And I got the summer edition, the vanilla summer deodorant, and it did not work. But the packaging is cute. The ingredient stack is very good, but unless you're willing to reapply, I don't recommend this. The next natural deodorant I'm going to talk about is Jason in Calming Lavender. This is a pure natural deodorant stick. It contains no aluminums, parabens, phthalates, or propylene glycol. This comes in a lovely stick form, which is a nice and easy transition. This has an extremely natural lavender essential oil scent, which I really enjoy. It's nice and relaxing, and it is probably the deodorant that smells the most like lavender essential oil out of the bunch, and a lot of them tend to be lavender scented. It applies nice and easily, much like a store deodorant would, but this one contains baking soda, and a lot of natural deodorants do. Baking soda either won't bother you at all, or it will have a reaction with your skin that will hurt like a biatch. A lot of people start using these, they think they're great, they have odor protection, and then a few weeks later they have a rash or irritation on their armpits. I did notice that my armpits were irritated whenever I used this one. As for scent protection, I did find that it gave me protection for a solid 5-6 hours before I'd have to apply, no matter what my activity level was, which isn't bad for a natural deodorant. And the price point was very good. I ordered this off of Thrive Market, which is a kind of a natural online based store, and it was $6, so it was a lot more affordable than the La Vanilla, and you get a lot more products. But the baking soda really turned me off because I was just all irritated up down there. It just was uncomfortable. It kind of stung a little bit. If you know for a fact that you are not sensitive to deodorants that contain baking soda, I would say that this would be a relatively good option for you. It does overall give pretty good underarm odor protection. The next deodorant I freaking hated, and that is this amazing Thai crystal deodorant stone. When I saw this, I was so freaking excited. It's a rock. It's like a stone. It's a Thai crystal stone, and what you do is you run this under the faucet, put it on your pits, it applies, and it's supposed to keep you stink-free all day. It's paraben-free, hypoallergenic, and the only ingredient in this is mineral salts. It doesn't have any scent or anything, and this stick was like $5 online, which is pretty amazing. When I put this on, I felt so sticky and icky and gross under my armpits. I just felt like I spent the day at the salty beach sweating, and now my pits were like, they had that icky, salty, sticky feel, which I do not like. As for the scent protection lasted about 4 hours, and then I was stinky, so this is a definite no in my book. I did read pretty good reviews that it worked for some people, but it definitely did not work for me, and I hated the way that it felt on my skin. Next we have Crystal Essence Lavender and White Tea Roll-On Deodorant. So this is one of those liquid deodorants. There is no baking soda, there is no aluminum, there is no propylene glycol. It has a very fresh, light cotton scent, but it doesn't smell like lavender essential oil. It applies very wet, but it dries quickly and it applies nice and easily. The first time I used it, I was like, okay, as long as I don't go to the gym, this should be okay. The second time I wore it, I was stinky within 4 hours, so I do not recommend this Crystal Essence. This, I believe you can find at a lot of drugstores, and it was only about $6, but if it doesn't work, why waste your $6 in my opinion? Next I have Piper Y. Piper Y was a brand that was featured on Shark Tank, and it is a natural deodorant with an active ingredient of charcoal. It has no aluminum, parabens, triclosan, phthalates, or synthetic fragrances. It is a tub deodorant. It is gray in color, but when you rub it in, it goes on clear. It smells like witch hazel or tea tree oil, so it's a very kind of hippie, herby scent, which is actually really popular. I don't like it. I feel like I smell like tea tree oil for a couple hours after I put this on, but this works. I know a lot of people are gonna be turned off by how you apply it. So in order to apply it, you take like a pea-size amount, which, you know, about that much, and you rub it on your pits until it disappears. And like I said, it just kind of goes on clear, and that's it. It really isn't hard to apply, but a lot of people just don't want to get their fingers dirty with pot deodorants, which I completely understand. Good news is that Piper Y is coming out with a stick version of this deodorant at some point in the coming year, which is awesome. As for the ease of purchasing this product, it's not quite as simple as a lot of the other deodorants. You can go on Piper Y's website and enter in your zip code, and if any stores in the area sell Piper Y, it will come up. I did have to order it online. It took about 2 weeks to get because it's back ordered due to its popularity on Shark Tank. So it is something that you're gonna have to kind of be aware of how much you have and plan to reorder. And the price point was very similar to clinical strength deodorants in stores. So I would pay $12-ish for a clinical strength deodorant in the store, and Piper Y retails for around $14. You can find it on some like vitamin shops online where if you spend so much you get free shipping, but Piper Y does not offer free shipping. This one works really, really well. I can put this on at the start of my shift, and by the end of the shift I am not stinky. I can go and be active outside. I could probably work out if I worked out and still not be stinky. My coworker and friend Jessie, as I mentioned earlier, she did try this one as well. I bought her a tub. She doesn't even have to apply it every single day. She can apply it every other day and not be stinky. So that's pretty impressive. I really do recommend Piper Y. Just keep in mind that it's not as easily accessible. You can't just go to most stores and buy it. Next we have Kiss My Face Liquid Rock Deodorant. This is formulated without aluminum, parabens, propylene glycol, and no artificial fragrance. It's stinky. It smells really weird. It does not smell like lavender, like the beautiful pictures on the deodorant might lead you to think. It doesn't. It smells stinky. Oh, it's like chemically and weird. I don't like how it smells. It is easy to apply like the Crystal Essence. It's a liquid roll-on deodorant, so you just kind of coat your pits with the liquid protection. It goes on nice and simple. It would be an easy transition from store deodorants to a deodorant such as this one. It was very affordable. It was only around $5 on thrivemarket.com. This one actually worked really well. I was very surprised. I wore this several times and I would put it on and I would not get stinky even after wearing it for 16 hours. Like if you got nose to pit, It didn't smell like flowers, but if you were only like at a distance of this far, which most people are not gonna be this far from my armpit, it wasn't stinky. Like your nose literally has to be nostril to skin, and then you might get a whiff of a little something less than pleasant. But quite frankly, this was one of the best out of the ones that I tried in protection for me personally. Now remember, everybody is different. Everybody's body is going to react differently to these deodorants. So what works for me might not work for you, but this one really worked. Another one that I tried out that I don't physically have with me here, I'm gonna put a picture of right somewhere over here, and that is the Lone deodorant. I got the mint scented one. It was a stick deodorant, much like the Jason deodorant. It was in a package very similar to this one. I purchased it online from a company that only makes deodorants and chapsticks. It was around $11, $12 or $13 after shipping. It goes on a little bit white, so it will transfer to clothes, and it goes on thick, man. Like, you put it on and it coats you. And I found that when I put it on, it had like a cooling sensation. I did not like it. I don't know if it was from the mint scent that it was, or if it was just the deodorant in itself. It just did not work for me. And I believe there is baking soda in that one. I just did not like it. But because I didn't like it, I gave it to my friend Jessie to try out. She's very open-minded, my Jessie friend. She was dedicated and she tried it and it worked for her. She didn't seem to get the tingling sensation like I did, so perhaps it was the baking soda in the product. I had to take that thing off as soon as I put it on. But Jessie could wear it all day to a shift, and you know what? At the end of a 13-hour shift, I got all up in her pit and it smelled like mint. It was amazing. That being said, Jessie said that she likes the odor protection and overall she likes the deodorant, but she does not like how it applies because it does go on really thick and heavy, and it will transfer to your clothes if you put it on before your clothes. So while it did work really well for her, it did not work for me because I could not handle how it felt on. Like, I just could not handle how it felt on me. If you know you don't have any baking soda sensitivities or you like cooling sensations, you might really like the Lone Natural deodorant, which I again will put the picture up somewhere so you can see it. And last but not least, I have this lovely little jar of deodorant right here called Meow Meow Tweet. And this is a baking soda free grapefruit scented deodorant. Its main ingredient is arrowroot powder. The ingredient stack looks really good for you. It smells like fresh squeezed citrus, like grapefruit. I really like this scent. They also offered a lavender scent if that is more your style, but I wanted to try the grapefruit because so many of these are lavender scented, and I really like it. It smells really good. It is a jar formula again, so what you have to do is you have to scoop it out with your finger, about a pea-sized amount for each arms, warm it up, and then apply it to your pits. I did have some problems initially with this product because I didn't realize that I had to warm it up between my fingers to kind of get it really pliable and easy to spread. So I messaged the people at Meow Meow Tweet and they just suggested that I warm it with my fingers and then apply, and after that I had less problems, but I still found that it applied kind of powdery, which is weird because it's like a paste. So I'll warm it between my fingers and that really does make it so much easier to spread. But the formula in general is very powdery, and I find, like you can probably hear it, I find that sometimes it will crumble off of my armpits because my armpits are pretty dry, and like will have some fallout, but it's never gotten on or stained my clothes. I just find that it doesn't apply quite as easily as the other natural deodorants, but the protection is there. Oh my gosh. I have to say that out of all of the deodorants that I tried, Meow Meow Tweet keeps me the most fresh smelling. This stuff works. I love this stuff. Considering the fallout and the powdery texture, that's saying a lot that I still favor this one over pretty much any of the other ones. The price point is not bad, so this is the small sample size. This is 1 ounce. I believe I paid $7 for this and a couple dollars shipping, but you can get twice as much for $11 and pay the same low shipping, and it would last you quite a while because I've been using this pretty constantly over the last month, and I adore it. So it will last you quite some time despite the higher price point. It costs about the same as a clinical strength deodorant in a grocery store. Out of all of those, you're probably wondering which ones I would recommend you purchase. And out of all of the ones I tried, I would have to say there are only 3 that I would actually recommend because I found that they really worked. The first one was Kiss My Face. Even though it's like kind of smelly, it applies really easily, it's super affordable, and it kept me smell-free for an entire shift. This does not really curb sweating at all, but it does keep you smelling fresh. I didn't have any issues with this. I highly recommend it for its ease of use, price point, and its ability to do what it says. Deodorize your pits. The next one that I would recommend is Piper Y. I love Piper Y. I feel like Piper Y is an excellent choice and a really good deodorant that is going to help a little bit with your sweat and keep you stink-free all day no matter what you're doing. But this works, and it has the most unique ingredient list out of all of these with the charcoal, which does help a little bit with the sweating. So if you are someone that has a problem with sweating, like a lot of sweating, and you want to go natural and stink-free, I would recommend the Piper Y. Last but not least is the Meow Meow Tweet. I love this stuff. I'd have to say that this is probably my favorite out of all of them, even though it is the most difficult to apply, because not only does it curb sweating a little bit, because that arrowroot powder, I don't know what it does, but it keeps me from being a super sweaty hot mess. It keeps me smelling fresh for hours, a whole shift, a whole day, no matter what I'm doing. If I'm going to Disney, if I'm going to work, this kept me stink-free and my sweat was considerably decreased. This is also available online only as far as I know, but it is a little bit cheaper than the Piper Y and it will last a very long time. I am a big fan of all 3 of those deodorants. If you are considering going natural, I would recommend that you get your hands on some of this bentonite clay and some apple cider vinegar and do the Detox first. And another thing that I would recommend would, instead of just buying one, perhaps buy a couple of these natural deodorants, because something that I saw pretty frequently on the blogs and websites about making that transition to natural deodorant is after a while your body can get kind of used to them and it won't work quite as effectively. So I personally kind of transition between these 3 and just use whichever one I feel like that day, depending on what I'm doing. And I haven't had any issues in 3 months on them not working for me. So I would suggest maybe buying 2 different kinds and switching, maybe use one every few days and another every few days so your body doesn't kind of get used to it and just kind of stink through them. If you are waiting for the giveaway information, I'm going to be giving a Aztec bentonite clay. So if you are considering transitioning, it'll help you detox those pits and transition a little bit easier. And I will be giving away a full size of the Meow Meow Tweet baking soda free deodorant. This is the travel size. The one I'm gonna be giving away is twice as big, and it will be in the grapefruit scent. In order to enter, all you have to do is 1, be a subscriber to my channel, Beauty Obsessed RN, and 2, head over to my Facebook page, Beauty Obsessed RN, find this video, share it on your Facebook page, and make sure it's public. And then comment me down below my video and tell me that you shared it, and then I will enter you into the giveaway. You have to be a US resident or have a US address in order to win, because shipping cost overseas is just way too expensive. So if you are a subscriber to my channel, or if you are not, subscribe now, and you have a US address, you can win this giveaway. Also, you have to be 18 or older or have your parents' permission. I really hope that you found this video helpful if you are considering making that switch to aluminum-free and more nature-based deodorants. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more videos each week. I am a more beauty makeup-based channel, but I will be doing a few more of these going healthy-ish videos. I am working on one right now that is actually pretty fun. I'm testing out some products for you, so that video should be up in another month. You can also check me out on Facebook and Instagram at Beauty Obsessed RN. I look forward to chatting with you guys in the comments below, and I will be seeing you guys soon. Love you. Bye.
I'm so pretty, my body's so nice. On Instagram, I got 33 likes. Hey.